Hey class, sorry, running a little late today. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so today we're going to be working on our first widget. Now you had a widget that was extra credit you could have done. I just actually not saw any drawings. That was last week's assignment, so that's done. You do have extra credit if you get 5 people to subscribe to the channel. And what it is I need to be untethered. Right now, I have to use my laptop with a webcam, and it sucks when I'm teaching other things that I have to be attached to this cord. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, YouTube then lets me use my phone or GoPro to then broadcast my lessons, which would be a lot more helpful. It's a lot better quality too. Unfortunately, YouTube moves very slow. You guys would move a lot faster. So if you could get that 1,000 subscribers, it would be so much easier to teach these lessons. So if you get 5 people, and all you have to do is then email me or send me a message in Google Classroom private of the 5 people that you had. So that means their email address or their YouTube account name. So that way I know who they go to. And then you get the points. I know, really lame, but this would actually help me progress in teaching ability. So I'm not tethered to a few feet. All right, so today we're going to be drawing, like I said, our first widget. So you'll need a piece of paper, you'll need your ruler, and you'll need your triangle to do the angles. And our widget that we have for today is this beauty. Yeah, I know, I just built it. Okay, and so really, I know it's got seams and stuff like that, but we're going to assume this is one block because I don't have access to be able to do it that way. Okay, and then these parts are cut off of one giant mass. Okay, so we're going to count this as our front view because it has the most details on what's going on. Okay, this would be front, this would be top. Okay, and this would be right side. Okay, now the reason why we choose those different ones is because it shows the most details. This one will show this little lap here, this little step here. It will show a hidden line for this little spot here. Our front view, we chose this instead of this because we don't see the cutout. So that's why we chose this as the front. So front, top, right side. So we're going to draw 3 views of this widget on our piece of paper. Now, if I were to go and take this, let me switch to the other camera so you can see what I mean. So if I were to take this and literally put it on my paper, okay, so it'd take up that much space, and then I take it and I put it over here, there's my right side, okay, and then if I take it and then I put it up here, there's the top view. It does not physically have enough space. So when I draw it, I'm going to measure it with this. Okay. And so this one is 12. So what I've done is I made my lines graduation smaller. So this, you can see here's the fold. Let me make that a nice fat line. So when we folded up the paper, there's the fold. Okay. And then that was half. And then half of that, okay, remember we made the little step paper. So I made this 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Okay, remember this doesn't make a true measurement of anything. We're just using it to help us make our drawings. Okay, so that's 4 units. So what I'm going to do, and so when I go to make these measurements, so I need to know how long this thing is. I'll go off of this. There's my 0. It is 15 units. Okay, 15 and a half, but we're just going to always go to a full number. Okay, now if I were to put that down here, it won't fit. So I'm going to make it all half scale based off of this ruler. So half of 15 is 4 and a half, or what? Well, 14 is 7, so 7 and a half would make that scale. And I said this was 15 and a half, so if we go to 16, that would be 8. 8 would be a nice, easy number. So let's go with that. So, you get a pencil, nice and sharp, ready to go. And let's go ahead and get started on today's drawing. Whoop, sorry about that. All right. So, I'm going to draw this box first. So that box, make it on the right measurements. So I'm going to measure that out, and I get 12. This way and that way. And then how tall is it? It is 3 tall. Okay. Now, because I know this is a 2x4 that I used, that this 3 will be this 3 too. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark that so that way I know that's 3. Okay, there, there. When I look at it this end, and 3 there. Okay, and then I will know, looking down at this one, this is 3 as well. Okay, so that makes it easy on those measurements. Okay, so now we know that's 12, we know that's 3. So how wide is it? Well, this width is the same as this width, which is the same as that width. Okay, so let's go ahead and measure out that part, and then we can make those measurements everywhere. So it comes out as 9. Okay, 9, let me double check that. Yep, 9. Okay, so this direction to that direction is 9, and that would be the same there, right? And that would be the same here. Is 9. Okay, so that would mean this to this edge is what? Oops, I can't even write 9. 9 units. Okay, we know this is 12, that's 9. So now what about this? Well, let's go ahead and measure that one. That one comes out as 6. Okay, now how about the overlap? Well, you know what, it worked out perfectly. It's right on the line. So I'm gonna just put a little mark right here. That is 3. Okay, so there we go. There is all the dimensions that we need to draw this. So let's go ahead and start on our drawing. Not with a Sharpie though. Okay, so the first thing I want to know is its total length. So it's 12 plus 3, which is 15, okay? So I'm going to lightly write down 15 down here on my piece of paper. Then we know it's 9 across, okay? Now if we go this way, how tall is it? Oh, that's one measurement we didn't make. Oh, let's find out that one. Oh, I knew I was missing something. That is 5. Okay, that's 5 tall. So 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay. Now the reason why I wrote those down is I want to be able to space it out well. Okay, so 15 plus 9 is 24. 24 units. Okay. So that is how much if I were to draw them right on top of each other. This paper is roughly 29 units. Okay, so if I draw it 1 to 1, that would make up a difference of what would have left is 5 units. So if I put 1 unit here, 1 unit there, 1 unit there, that's 3 units and I'd have space. So if I draw it, say 2, 2, and 2, that's 6 units. That's more than that. So I would have to do 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So that's 3, 4.5. So that gives us that space. Okay, so that means I'm going to come in 4.5 units in, and I'm just going to draw a little mark right here. 4.5. Sorry. 1.5. Right there. Same thing, I'm going to come over here. 1.5 units. Okay. Now this way, 8 plus 15. Well, we know the other one was 24, so it'd just be 23 because it's 1 less, right? Okay, and this paper is 22 units tall. Okay, so this is 23. And if this is, 22 units tall, that means it wouldn't fit. So this is why we're going to scale it down. Okay, so we have to draw it, yeah, because, oh wait, that's 15 across. It is actually, sorry. 5 plus 3, that's 8. And then up here, this is 9. So it's actually, sorry, I got it wrong. This would be 9 tall. And then here would be here. So how tall is it here? That's 8 this way. So 8 plus 9 is 17. Okay, so that will fit. So let's go ahead and just draw that out. Okay, so we have 22 units. We have a total of, 17. Okay, 22, subtract that, that's what we're going to do, okay? So we got to borrow, right? So 7 from 12, 7, 5, okay? So it'll be 5 units. We're going to divide that up, so it's the same thing. So we're going to just do 1.5. So I'm going to go ahead and erase all my numbers. And I'm going to erase, and I'm going to put in 1.5 units from in here, and 1.5 units from here. Okay, this is where I'm going to get my triangle out now. I want to use my 90. Okay, and so I'm just going to go, so here's that line right there. I'm going to base it off of this, so I get a longer line. I'm going to go right there. I'm going to match up my triangle with the bottom of the paper and line over to that edge. You know, if we go this way, we'll get a longer line. So let's go that way. Okay, and then really light, I'm going to draw that line. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here now. Now remember, this is an hour-and-a-half class that I'm trying to get done in 30 minutes. Okay, so really light, I have my 2 outer lines. And then I'm going to come up. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come off of this edge of the paper, using my edges of the paper as to be the square. Okay, I'm going to draw that line. Whoops. Okay, and then same thing, I'm going to do it from here. Whoops. Get the paper right, sorry. From there. Okay, so there's my drawing space, more or less. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw this first one. It's going to be right in that corner is where it's going to be. Okay, so we know this bottom square is 12 units across. So I'm going to grab my scale. And there's 12 right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw my 90 up from there. Remember, light lines at this point. Line up there, there. And then I'm going to draw my 90. And I'm just going past. So that's obviously more than 3 units. I wish this camera was better. There, you can kind of see it. Okay, remember, we're just drawing it light anyway. So now I'm going to go up 3 units. So, keep my paper squared, level there. There's 3 unit mark there. And then come over to this one. 3 unit mark there. And this one I can draw dark. I know where it starts, I know where it ends, I know where it's elevated, so I'll go ahead and draw that one nice and dark. Okay, there's the top line. And I'm going to go ahead and draw in this one. Okay, now if we're looking at it, I shouldn't have drawn it dark because right here is a cut. So that line right there wouldn't be dark. Okay, so we gotten that much in. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and draw this one, and it goes up. We go 3, and then we go up 5. So that's 8 units up. So I go 3 plus the 5, which makes it right there, 8 units. Okay. And then we know that this is 9 across. Okay. So if I go from here, if I just do a quick little, actually it'll just be easier to do it this way. So more light lines, so I'm going to draw a 90 off of that mark, that hash mark there. Okay. And I'm going to draw a light line again. And then I need to know that it goes 9 units and then it steps down. And I do need to know how much it steps down. And we'll measure, we know that by math. This is 3, this is 5, so it steps down 2. Okay? So I'm going to go over 9 units. Okay? And now I can then go down 2 units. And I'm just going to make a quick little mark here so that way I can kind of give me an idea. And that 2 unit comes this way because it steps down. So I got that mark on that line, that mark, and then I have my light line there. Okay, and then I have this mark to that mark. Okay, and then, so on this drawing, this line would come all the way down. This is actually solid right here. Okay. So we'll go ahead and draw that. We'll make sure we make it 90. So we'll grab our triangle, line those up, okay, and make our 90 all the way down. And this can be a nice dark line because we now know. Whoops. There we go. Okay, and then we have this little spot. Now we got to come over because it goes over 3 units. Because it's a total of 6, so I'm going to just come off of that. And there's that mark. I want to use this to make that line. This line will disappear. So I have to erase it. This line will disappear. Okay, and we come across on this on 6 units. Okay. And then we're going to come down, so the ends of those were my 6 units, I think. Let me double check. They're off a little. Make a hash mark there. There, yeah, see that's what happened. My line didn't go all the way. So the total from this edge to this edge, so 6 would be 15. So I'm going to double check my measurements. There's 15 right there. Come down, there's 15. Okay, so it's throwing me off because this isn't perfectly squared. Okay, and now I'm going to go back in and now fill in my lines that need to be there. Okay, so there we go. Now, let's go ahead and make this drawing. So this one's gonna be a little more easier. So it's more or less a box. So I'm gonna draw that full box, which is 6 by 9 with that little pop out. So I'm gonna come over this edge. I'm gonna come over 6 units. I'm gonna make sure I have my line, because you want them to line up when you draw. So I'm gonna make sure that my boundary line's there. And I'm gonna come over 6 units. No, sorry, 3 units. Sorry, let me get it right. It comes across 9 units. So I'm gonna go across 9 units. Okay, make my mark. Then I'm gonna grab my 90. Using the bottom of the box line. There we go. And once again, just some light lines. Whoops. There we go. And then it goes up 6 units, because it's each one of these is 3. So it goes up 6 units. So I'm going to mark 6 on each one of these. So there's 6 units there. 6 units there. So now I'm going to grab my 90 again. I'm going to base it off of that line. Make sure my 2 dots match up. There we go. Once again, another light line. Okay, so there's that box, but we need to make that division line, which is at 3 units each. So let's go ahead and mark that off. So that's at 6. There's 3 there. There's 6 and then 3. Okay, so I'm going to grab my 90 again. Base it off of that line. Match up my 2 dots. Go light across, there we go. So I have those 2. Now I just got to do that little pop out. Okay, so, well, how wide is this? Well, it's that width, which is 3 inches, so, or 3 units. So it's 3 units across, and we know it's 2 units up. Okay, so I'm going to go up 2 units. Okay, and I'm going to come over here because I have a construction line right here, and I'm going to just mark off of that one, 2 units, okay? And then I'm going to come over here, and I know it's 3 units up from here, okay? And so now I can take my triangles. That's the disadvantage about having a tip table. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm checking that, there we go. I'll draw my light line right there. And now I can go ahead and make those 2 dots match up. And using this construction line, or that boundary line, as a 90 to verify that that's close. Okay. There we go. And then we just draw that in lightly. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and darken in the actual object lines. So using my ruler, that's 1. That's the other one. There's that one. That one. And then we're going to come down. Okay, and then over here, and then over here. Okay, so there we go. Now, am I done? No, because we need some hidden lines on this one. On here, this part keeps going down, and we can't see it. This solid line hides that hidden line there. So this solid line hides that hidden line. But this hidden line is still visible if you were to put it right there. So I'm going to draw that one. And all I have to do is go, okay, it's off of this to this. So I'm just going to set that there. And then I'm going to now a hidden line is dashed. So I'm just going to put a dashed line. There we go. So that comes down to there. Okay, so now what we have left is the top view, which is right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw this box. Sorry, let me get it in view. This box first. Okay, and then we will put that hidden line and then this little box here. Okay, so this one is total measurement will be this. And what's really neat is we can go ahead and sit here and we could take this measurement and we just lightly transfer it up. And we have this measurement. And we lightly transfer that up. Okay. And then we have that one. Okay. Now what about this? Well, here's a little trick. You can take your 45. If I can get my paper to stay. There we go. So where's our 45 again? There it is, right there. 45 is this angle to that angle. So now if I were to be clever enough, and I should have cut that like I said I was going to, and I line this up, say here, and I'm going to take my ruler. Now I got to line a lot of stuff up here. This is what I used to do. Okay, so let me get the bottom of the 45 lined up. There we go. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to set that right there on that line. And I'm going to go ahead and draw this. Now, very carefully holding my ruler in place, I'm going to remove my triangle because I need that mark. Okay, so I got this 45 line right there. So if I take this vertical line and I go up and I take this one, I go up and I take that one, and I go up, and then if I go like this, I'm going to take that line, my construction box line. What will happen is where they meet, I can draw a 90. And it will show me where I need to be. So if I go right there where they intersect and draw a 90, okay, so that makes up all these quick measurements for me. Okay, so, but once again, this would be easier if you had a true 45. I don't. Those are a little off. So your measurements will continue to grow out of place. But I wanted you to see that. So what I'm going to do is I got this up here. So let's go ahead and draw it. So we know that this unit is 9 across. So it's 9 units down from, we're going to go from that line. Okay. And you can see I'm at 7. So that tells you that these 45s, and especially my drawing's a little crooked in the paper. So we're going to go to 9. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, these lines will help us out. So we got 9 right here, and we're going to come down to this one, which will be then 9 again. Okay, so there's our box. I'm going to use my 90-degree angle. And let's see, where do I want to put it? Let's go this way. Off of that line, and make sure my dots kind of go together with those lines. There we go. I'm going to draw a nice light line again. Okay, so we know our 9. Okay, and there's that step or that little piece right there, and we need to know this little piece. Okay, and we know it's 3 by 9. Okay, we already have this part right here is 9. We need to come down 3, so we grab our ruler and come down 3 units each side. I'll go this way. There's 3 units there. 3 units there. And I'm going to connect the dots with a light line. Okay, now I'm going to finish this box off with a light line. Okay. And so the only thing that's left is this hidden line, which is 3 units because it's half of that 6. I'll come down here. Okay, and then up here. And this will be our hidden line. And I know everything's good, so I'm going to go ahead and draw this one nice and dark. Okay, then we'll go ahead and draw this one dark. And then that top one dark. Stand up, you can't see it very well. Okay, and then I'm going to draw these dark. Oops, freehand that one. And then this. Okay, there we go. There is our stuff away. Drawings. So there's that view. Okay, so this piece, remember this is connected. Okay, so this to this is right here with this little step right there. This block is right there. When we flip it this view, there's this area, this area, this area. That line represents that step. Okay, when we come to this view, this block is here, this block is here. Okay, and then this block is this one with the little hidden line that goes down, down this way. Down this way. So we have now created our first widget. Okay, so here's your first drawing. Keep this, make sure you turn in a picture. That's what I'm requiring, is a picture of this drawing. Okay, keep it because we're going to come back and finish this widget on Thursday. Okay, but I need a picture of this now, and then a picture again when we finish it on Thursday. So thank you so much for joining in. I will see you guys on Thursday.